G'day friends and fans, welcome to Day Talks of Ukraine War Update for the 6th of August 2026. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books The Boyhood of Cain, Power Games, Into the Elsbound, and The Erotic Tales from the Empire. All my links are in the link tree. Description below, in my profile, scan the QR code on the screen. Now, before I continue, I'd like to remind you that the Kickstarter is coming very soon. You can support the channel by buying one of 6 editions. There are 6 editions in total. Each has variations on different art. Each one has different artwork. It's not just the cover. Each covers 4 seasons of Sora, the Empress of the Elves. Now, the site has changed and I've had to update, and they've taken away the comparisons, so I can't roll back the dates. So I can't show you how far Russia's progressed in the last 48 hours. So we'll just have to do it manually around the map. But first, Russia has pounded the industrial center in Kiev. Now, as you can see, they have a European-style air alert system, air quality alert. Which I think, so, and it's now reporting a day ago, yeah. But it was actually a little bit less than that. But I got no control. As you can see, there's fighting in the buffer zone, ending here in Kirby, south of Kupiansk, with no discernible real change. But we do have change in linemen. We have the Russians are moving further away from Zakrin, closing the noose on Stavki. They're on the outskirts. They've taken all of Dobniv, still fighting on the outskirts of Novosila, but they've absorbed all this. And notice no real change here, but they are pushing out here. No real change here. No, as you can see, they're holding, meeting up to squeeze that out, but yeah, no real change. It's not that much. Only a bit of progress down here. No progress, but lots of fighting. Fresh fighting reported. This wasn't here before in Dobrevia. The Russians have advanced in Dobrevia and continuing to advance. They've advanced into Belishki and taken parts of Valishka. And as you can see, they're still pushing here in a million other places, making only small progress. And they're still contesting this town. Bit of progress here, but not much. No real progress elsewhere. The Russians are targeting the Ukrainian ports. Now, due to the amount of missile strikes, Ukraine is beginning to run low on Western interceptors. What's the matter, Ukraine? I thought you're producing thousands of interceptor drones, and you had this big industrial network and this. Well, it all depends on your money, taxpayer. so that Zelensky and his friends can caviar and champagne. Yes, there has been reports of a drone found at the German airport. It is most likely that it is a, what shall we say, third party, probably at the orders of Russian intelligence. Now, genuinely, I think it is a retaliation for the attacks on third-party shipping by Ukraine and their allies, and it's a warning to Germany and others that their drone attacks will not be tolerated on third parties. However, that's a nice view of Odessa, isn't it? Oh no, that's a Russian port from Reuters, by the way. So, was it? No, so, yeah, but Ukraine ports don't look like that now. Well, Russia said they're shutting down the Ukrainian maritime corridor again. The Ukraine will lose 60 to 70 million a day. Oh, monthly, sorry. Iron ore, which will fall below the European quotas. Now, why are there European quotas, you may ask? You think all that money was for free? Europe is cashing in on iron ore and other resources. Did I say Europe? I meant BlackRock. They're just using Europe as a proxy. Yes, yet another corrupt official in Ukraine. A corrupt Olga has finally been brought to... So, criminal charges have finally been brought against Olga. She has been coming up. So, how many times over the last 2 years has she come up for? Yeah, she has been involved in so many scandals as well. Now, I don't know if this is all linked or it's just the fact that almost everyone in Ukraine is just so corrupt. And, yeah, it's just that she took more than what was considered acceptable. Now, Russia has increased its strikes on Ukrainian logistics hub to the point where Al Jazeera and other Western media outlets have asked, is Russia escalating the war? Duh. Oh, really, George? Russia's saying it's targeting military warehouses concealed within civilian facilities. That well, do you think they can't counter? Or it's the fact that, yeah. Now, Russia is saying Ukraine is unprepared for winter. We've heard this before. There's always a rabbit that comes out of Zelensky's hat. Please, sir, can I have some more? Yeah, they wear their begging bowl on their head. As the Russians have yet again advanced, this time increasing their buffer zone in Sumy. Not a significant town, but yet another border town has been taken for a significant loss just for one combat engagement. Remember, it's usually the towns where the concentrations are. And you can see the fighting involved mostly was not that big. Mostly ground troops with only 4 armoured vehicles. Now the other 14 vehicles were most likely delivery drones, cars, logistics, as well as trucks for hauling equipment. Yeah, one US-made M198 howitzer was taking out. And then there's the rest of the battlefield, but Russian air defences claim to have destroyed over 1,000 drones. And again, I think Zelensky's over-reliance on missiles has been the undoing. Now, in the early stages of the war, they did, and I thought that Zelensky would be, and they have somewhat put in 30mm gun turrets. But they're put in nowhere near enough. If it was me, I wouldn't be concentrating on Kiev, but I would have, I could map it out, a few arcs, and these would actually be vehicle-based. And so, as Russia changes its attack patterns, you can redesign your arcs so that you have drone, so you have guns, your drone interceptors, and then rely on your Patriots for anything that comes up and over. That's what a ballistic missile is for, as opposed to a cruise missile. And that's why Russia uses cruise missiles, is to set off everything in its path, or to sneak under radar, but it's usually to set off everything in a huge path so that, they have a image from above of what's going on. Now, you wonder why their timing is so specific. It's because their attacks are timed to satellites. Now, 6 to 12 satellites are watching Ukraine. That's probably a lot for Russia. For America, that's like child's play, but, how many satellites has America got up there now? And China's got way more than Russia as well up there. And don't forget, you have a small army of, they're called little pinks, who are helping Russia and Iran. Now, tensions increasing over cross-border trade. Xi's nickel and diming everything. He's trying to squeeze more out of Putin, of course. That's why he hasn't come to Putin's aid. Wants to squeeze him. I'm telling you, man, the Chinese are Russia's biggest. China's the enemy behind the scenes. They're the ones who set Ukraine in motion. They're the ones who set Iran off. They're the ones who delivered plane loads of military equipment and then spent months explaining how, no, we didn't, only to see Iran go from being depleted in their stockpiles to suddenly all this earth-moving equipment, and they're suddenly back in production. And just because they unearthed a few factories, or allegedly unearthed a few factories, no, that was just smoke and mirrors. Measure the Americans' response. Everything is to measure the Americans' response. What, you think Europe is going to stand up to Russia? You think Europe is going to stand up to China? Or India? What happens when the Mutual Defense Pact kicks in? Well, for now, as North Korea pointed out, and they all do it, is they want to be the ones invaded. Well, that's why Putin took so long to enter the Ukraine war. But after, as Xi and others put it, serious provocation, Modi, of course, plays both sides. He's another Janus, speaks with two mouths, Whatever he tells Putin is not whatever he tells Xi, and whatever he tells Xi and Putin, it's not what he tells Trump. India's the snake in the grass. India, I think, is ultimately going to be the one who tips their hand in Ukraine. We really build, but you're going to have to take in 70,000 Indian workers. And, this mine is going to be full of... You don't have the necessary industrial capacity, but we have an oversupply, And you do know the world is oversupplying raw materials, right? Everyone right now is in stockpile mode. Ukraine is the exception. Even in Russia, stockpiling, and that's hard, but their economy's grown by 0.5%. Now, that's a lot more than most countries. Now, they had fallen out of the top 10, but technically they were removed from the top 10. Now, they don't seem to care about that, so we'll find out tomorrow sometime what's happened with the sanctions, where their bill is headed, whether or not some Democrats will pull their head in their ass and realize that they need, that if you leave a back door open like Iran, you will have weapons coming into Iran, which will make its way to Russia, if they haven't done so already. India, through Pakistan, on Chinese trucks. Don't forget, right? There's that huge trilateral trade zone up in in Tibet, where Russia and China, they have huge. You might have seen it, a huge gateway. Massive train lines, like was it 8 train? It is the world's largest rail complex network extending from China. It accounts for over half the world's railway. It extends all the way up into Russia. It extends all the way to northern India. Extends all the way up. That was supposed to cross into... Now, this is what the Germans and Turks wanted to build back in 1908, but the British blew it up. I mean, the Kurds. Yeah. Now, the British want to keep the war going in Ukraine. Why? Because as soon as it's over, China buys up all that real estate. And that's why Zelensky is clearing land of its men. Because you know what happens in hard times. The women work the farms or work the streets. Yes, they're going to hoof it to Kiev faster than you can say, 20 please. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. And please support the channel. In addition to my Kickstarter, you can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree. Description below, profile, or scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. See you in the next video. Bye for now.